Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about a project that I've been working on with beads from the John Bead Curiosities Box, and in particular, number 16 or collection 16, the Marie Antoinette edition. And I'll just show you here what I've been working on. It's this necklace. It's just sort of inspired by the theme of Marie Antoinette. I figured something opulent had to be created to honor the theme. And I've been using these beads that we got. They are, I think they're abalone. And there's some that are sort of rectangular and some that are more oval in shape. And so what I've done is I've used an oval for a sort of focal piece, and then these sort of rectangular ones as the sort of elements of the necklace that spread out from that focal piece. And we also got some of these pearl drops in the box, and I've used that as something that just kind of drapes off of the focal piece to sort of give it an extra kick there at the center. And these fire polish beads that were all included in the box. And the only additions that I've added that are kind of my own, from my own stash, are seed beads. And in particular, these size 11-0 check seed beads in the eggshell pearl color, and these galvanized gold 15-0 seed beads. And I believe both of them I got from Bead FX. If you need the number for the opaque eggshell pearl, it's I think this is 664-35017V, and the galvanized gold are 695-SB150-1052V. Anyway, those are the only things that I've added from my stash so far. I haven't fully decided yet what I'm going to use for a clasp, but that is, yeah, so that's a decision forthcoming. But I thought I'd just loop you in on this project in case there are other people there who are looking at the contents of their Aunt Marie Antoinette Curiosities box and are thinking about what to do with these abalone beads. And the hole is actually drilled from top to bottom here, and same with the oval ones. It's a hole at the top and at the bottom. And all I've done is I've bezeled these beads and then connected them with strings of seed beads and the fire polish beads that were included in the box. And again, just a little V here and a drop off the focal oval bezeled piece here. Okay, so today, I mean, I can't really give you a full tutorial for the necklace because I'm kind of designing as I go along. I hope you can see how I've constructed this here. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit so that you can see. So to connect these, I've fed my thread through, now, okay, so I'll go over this when I actually bezel the beads, and I'm going to bezel one of the rectangular ones so that you can see how that's done. But the first band for bezeling is right angle weave, and at this kind of top bead. So in the right angle weave, you'll see there's sort of a center line of beads and a top and bottom, because they're all these kind of these little diamond units, right? We'll go into that in a minute. But all I've done is I've kind of looped thread around one of those seed beads. Sorry, I'll get more into the center here. I've looped the thread around one of those seed beads and through all these and into the same bead on the other side. So it's just kind of a looping through each of those beads and through all these is how I've attached it. And then I just weave the end in to the sort of right angle weave and tie it off in the bail or in the bezel there somehow. Okay, so that's how that was done. And to show you how this was done, this drop here, this drop has a hole all the way through. Sorry, again, I'm out of frame. It's got a hole all the way through here. So again, all I did was I took 2 beads either side of the sort of end point of this bezeled piece, and I used 5 15-0 seed beads on each side here for the V. So I started off actually with just 5 15-0s and then a 6th 15-0, and then one of these fire polish beads, and then another 15-0, and then through the pearl, and then added 3 15-0s, and then went back up through the pearl, through this fire polish bead, and then through the 6th 15-0 bead there, and then added 5 more, and then looped around here through. So again, you've got that sort of central line of beads, and I'm just looping through those down and around and looping through that. So that's how that was accomplished. So that's just sort of, I think fairly, this is a reasonably intermediate project. So I think if you're considering taking this on, you're probably not a beginner anyway. So I've kind of walked you through that aspect. If you want to know how I bezeled these, I'll just do a quick demo of how I bezeled these rectangular beads. And that will give you enough, I think, because it's actually, there's more to bezeling the rectangular bead than there is to bezeling the oval bead. And that is because, let me take one of these and show you. Let me get into frame there. Okay, and actually, I think I'm gonna have to zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, let me take a pointer of some kind here, maybe this needle. So I don't know if you can see, but okay, here at the corners I've got sets of 2 15-0s, and that defines the corners. And then there are 3 here, and then 1 2 3 4 here. So it's 3 4 4 3. Okay, so that's kind of the general scheme. And along here there's 5 units of right angle weave, 4 units of right angle weave here, 5 here, 4 here. So altogether you do a strip of 18 units of right angle weave, and that'll be 17 units, and then we join them together at the ends for the 18th unit, but I'll show you how that goes. And then this is just, peyote stitch in here that we do once we've got the right angle weave wrapped around one of our beads, and we just take this bead at the central point here and loop around it into the center of this bead, and then loop around it here, and that sort of secures it. But I can show you that too. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not worth me showing the bezeling procedure here. I mean, I've pretty much described it. So if you're an intermediate beader, let me just say then that if you make a strip of 17 units of right angle weave, and then so you've got your strip of right angle weave, and then if you take the sort of one bead at the end, then you add a bead. Let me zoom out here so you can see what I'm doing with my fingers. So let's see. Yeah, so say you've got your strip of right angle weave like this, and then there's the sort of end point and the end point here. You would go through that end point, add a bead, go through this end point, add a bead, and go through that end point. And then you'd cinch the whole thing up, and then you've got a circle of right angle weave, you know, that you can secure around this bead here. And then you just take the midpoint. So that would be this bead here, and you'd loop around it and through the bead and loop around it here, and so that just sort of tacks the bead in. But actually, before I did that, to be honest with you, I kind of left it out of the picture. The first thing I did was I made my circle of right angle weave, and then I put in these 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, sorry, 4, 2, 3. So it's like if you're doing peyote on this right angle weave, I'm just going to zoom in again. Since I'm just sort of describing what I did, yeah, instead of doing a demo. Now, if there's enough interest, you know, just let me know in the comments if you really, really need to see me bezel this thing, and I'll do a demo. But it's just 2 beads here for the first round of peyote, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 2 beads here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 beads here, 1, 2, 3, 2 beads here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's just another round of peyote and then another round of peyote. So it's just 3 rounds of peyote on each side to achieve this bezel. Okay, and again, that's like 17 plus the 1 to join to make 18 units of right angle weave. And the way that you position them is so that these 3, when you do the peyote stitch, that these groups of 2 are at the corners, and the 3 here is on the short side, and the 4 is on the long side of the rectangle. And that's how I did this bezel. But like I say, if you really want to see me do the bezel, I can do that. The way that I did the bezel here was, it was 21 units of right angle weave, I think. So I did 20 and then connected for the 21st. And again, just, you know, find the midpoint and loop it through. And it's just, well, let me bring it up to the camera here. It's just peyote all the way around, but 3 rows of peyote there to secure it with the 15 O's. And all these were, you know, alternating, starting with gold, adding a pearl, gold, you know, so on. If you want to know the numbers, it was up top here, 2 pearls, with you know, 3 gold, and 3 pearls with 4 gold, and then 6 pearls with 7 gold. So that's what the pattern was there. And I'm just using what's it gonna be? I'm just going to zoom out again here. I'm going to have this many units to complete my necklace. I've gone over how I added the drop. And I think that's it. I've given you the information on the beads and which beads I used. Now, if you wanted to, because I guess not everybody has the Marie Antoinette box, and if you like this design, I suppose I can just give you measurements for these beads. This oval is, let me see here. I hope I can get this right. Looks like it's 20 by 15, and the rectangles are, looks like 15 by 10. And this drop is, gosh, this is a little complicated to try and measure this now. This one is, looks like 20 millimeters-ish. So if you wanted something that was proportionally the same, you would need a drop that was about 20 millimeters long. If you want to know how wide that is at the widest part, it's about 10 millimeters. And these fire polish beads are, looks like 5 millimeter. Yeah, they look like 5 millimeter fire. Well, are they? I don't know. I wonder if I'm getting that right. Hold on. Yeah, they look like they're 5 millimeter fire polish beads. Yeah. And like I said, 15-0 and 11-0 seed beads is what I'm using here. So that should give you everything that you need to know in terms of like how to put this together if you want to do one either with your own Marie Antoinette Curiosities box, or if you wanted to source your own beads that were rectangular and oval. And of course, they too would have to have holes so that it was going through the long axis of the bead like that, right? Let me see. Although you wouldn't actually have to do that at all, because even if it was going through the horizontal axis of the bead, you would still be able to bezel it. It's probably, well, yeah, I just don't think it would make that much difference. So yeah, don't worry. I think the dimensions of the bead are actually more important if you're trying to source a different bead. Okay, I'm just trying to think if there's any other information there. Hopefully by the time that I put out this video, I've gotten the necklace onto a form in the light box, and I've kind of showed you the finished project. Hopefully I'm going to finish it today, but we'll see. And that is all, folks, I think. Let me know, though, if you want to see a demo of this bezeling. But, I mean, if you've bezeled before, and if you've started with a band of right angle weave, or even if you haven't, you can kind of imagine, if you're familiar with creating a band of right angle weave, how that would work. Okay. But yeah, like I say, if you need me to demo any of these things, or there's a lot of interest in that, let me know. I'll gauge that from the response in the comments. So just quickly, I thought I would go over what I did to complete this necklace. I just used, I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 11-0 beads with 7 of the 15-0 beads. And I guess I'll zoom in here a little bit. I attached them to this bead. Again, the center bead and the one at the corner there in each case. And then, so did those, fed them through the fire polish bead, and then added one 15-0, 11-0, 15-0, 11-0, just a little loop around here. I guess altogether there were 6 of the pearl beads. And anyway, and then came back down through the fire polish bead, and then along here, and then looped. So it's like from here up through here, a loop down through here, and then looped around there, and then just wove in the end. And then that left me with a little loop here that I could attach some chain to. And did the same over here. I see some people here on YouTube that have such nice clasps. All I really had was I just had little lobster clasps, so a lobster claw, so that's what I used. But yeah, I mean, I think it came out okay. You know, you don't see this part anyway. It's like, you know, my hair would cover it anyhow. So there you go. That's how I finished it off anyway, with these 2 little kind of triangles and loops, and then some chain and a lobster claw. Yeah, so I think that really is all. And I'm hoping to squeak this one in before the Mistletoe Magic box arrives, which is number 17 and is the Christmas box. So I'm very excited about that, but I haven't gotten mine yet. I see that others are starting to do their unboxing videos, and I'm really trying to keep my eyes away from that because I don't want it ruined. I want to keep the surprise. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, just let me know in the comments if you have any questions about what I've shown you here. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, and you can also hit notifications if you want to know when I come out with a new video. Then you will receive, like, either in the upper right hand corner, the little red dot, you'll be notified that something new was released by me, or maybe it'll even show up on your phone or something. So you can do that too if you want to set up notifications. That's really cool. Yeah, because it keeps us in touch. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.